Get in the room, you got to be quiet. You taking a test. I'm doing speaking engagements that bring transformation, signature topics, and podcasts, identity and authenticity. Teaching individuals how to return to themselves, quiet the noise on the inside, hmm and live boldly on your own terms. Because once you quiet the noise on the inside, now that is your holies of holies, that where your secret place where you and God meet. Spiritual breakthrough and inner healing, guiding audiences through mindset shifts, emotional release, and soul clarity. Leadership and personal power, helping people navigate the reinvention, because the reinvention process is not an easy process, but it's doable. Set the boundaries when needed and rise into the purpose with confidence. Because once you're walking with God, you got pure confidence. Hi, my name is Renetta Cheston, the owner and founder of Life Success Results LLC, soul igniter, trauma overcomer, and holistic spiritual strategist. I work with the whole being from my level of training and education, mind, spirit, soul, and body. I have a bachelor's and master's in healthcare to understand and comprehend mental and public health processes, massage therapy, Reiki and sound healing, holistic practitioner, where we pull out all the impurities from the rooter to the tutor, human design practitioner, where we go back to the beginning and we look at that generational baggage, that trauma that is there, and we begin to unpack it. We have so many adults who were never taught how to feel safe because in their childhood things happen and they're running from it instead of dealing with it. One right here. I ran from it instead of dealing with it. And from running from it, I was running from my shadow instead of facing it. Well, I faced my shadow, and now I'm being commissioned to aid in the process of sharing how to overcome everything meant to keep you from coming into your real identity. Your shadow is not something to be feared. I had to believe in myself and God. See, God is in me, and I am the incarnate of God because God is using my vessel to see life through. But I had to find me before I could find God. We're taught God is outside of us. God is on the inside of us, waiting to be tagged into the battles. Ephesians 6 says we're fighting principalities, rulers of darkness, and spiritual wickedness in high places. That's all that negative thinking that has been going on so long in society. What the Bible calls is multitude, and that's the way that society thinks. The thoughts in society has been going on so long that that's how we arrive where we are now. This is why every ascended master fought against the mindsets of us who complain, but do we really want to do the work or don't know how to? And it causes a dip in morale. And most can't get out because it's really ancestral. It's really baggage from 14th and 15th century up to now. So so to get out of it, it requires one to get uncomfortable and ask the uncomfortable questions to get past the plateau of complacency, or this is how we've always done it. So it requires one to step into your creativity and find a new way of being. There are some freebies and a link to my podcast with the Women's Leveling Up that was done in May. Also, 3 magazines that I was done, one in September, one in October, and one in this month. You'll see the links down below. Look in the description below and find the things that truly light you up and leave everything else behind. I can't wait to talk to you soon. Remember, I placed the link to my own personal bookstore down there as well. My books incorporate the essence of God. If you want to feel the presence of God, read In the Garden with the Father, Understanding True Intimacy, no matter what your background. And I'll read a little bit of this book. I'll read a little bit. This is on page 100. Trust me, I have your best interests in mind. I will never leave or forsake you. Be at peace. I have it all under control. This book was a process of 3 to 4 years of me sitting down and having conversations with God. Again, I am the incarnate. You are the incarnate of God once you realize who you really are. God lives on the inside of us. That's why God calls us the universe, because all of us have our own universe. And nobody can tell you how to live your life because it's 192 paths, but we all have a different fingerprint, okay? Then I also have two other books, Befriending the Shadow and Unshakable Peace, Unstoppable Change. Both of those books, I call those my shadow activity books. Why? Because I noticed the shadow workbooks that were out was kind of blah. They just had work and they had diagrams. I needed something more because I was working on my inner child and my inner teenager. So I needed something that was work for me. So God said, make it. I said, say less. So in my shadow activity books, this is what you get. You get a word of knowledge, then you get a exercise, which is fun. Then you get a shadow question, not so fun, but it causes you to go deeper within yourself and asks really deep questions. It gets past the surface and requires you to see yourself as God sees you. Then, this is the fun part. Then you get two coloring pages. My books are 22 chapters each. So you get 44 chapters of this. This is the fourth thing. You get a coloring page. God asked me to keep the coloring page between the age of 5 and 10. Why? Because most adults that had childhood wounding happened between the age of 5 and 10. By age 7, it was solidified unless somebody came and helped you by age 10. If no one helped you by age 10, and it still remain with you by age 21, it is now your responsibility. You can't blame anyone else because once you turn 21, everything that's happening into your life now belongs to you. Okay? I know it's not fair, but that's how life works. And then your last thing that you get is 5 things in each book. Okay? The last thing you get is you get a page. You get 4 pages. You get 4 pages to sketch, to doodle, to draw, to write down your dreams, to write down everything that's in your head and put it on paper. And you can keep all of that in a book. All of this is on Amazon. My book's on Amazon, okay? Just type up my name, Renetta Cheston, and you see everything that all my books cover, okay? Because I already have coloring books, I already have journals and everything, but I was like, can I put all that together? God would say, why not? And I put everything together in one book. And don't forget about my other books that are already on the New York Times bestseller list. This book is Mindset Matters with Jack Canfield and Influence and Impact with Chris Voss. Those books are already on the New York Times bestseller list, and you can pick those up on Amazon. Again, no matter what your background, because it doesn't matter, and God don't care. God never cared. It is humans that put labels on stuff, okay? Notebooks and journals for all, coloring books that help in meditating and recalibrating the mind. I'm excited about this venture because I'm in charge of my own intellectual property, although I have a lot of stuff still on Amazon. Okay, don't forget about the 105 spiritual laws that govern the earth. Disclaimer, remember, we are under the dispensation of love and grace. Love allows you to put a boundary as you say, I release you in love, or I send nothing but cleansing and purifying energy to you as you go forward and you let them go their way and you go yours. Okay. And then the disciples said, how many times did I forgive my brother? 7 times. Jesus said, no, 7 times 70. So that's 490 times. So first you forgive yourself every time you think of them. You forgive yourself first because you didn't know what you know now. So don't beat yourself up. And then you forgive them and then you keep going on your path. You don't need to stop. You don't need to go talk to nobody. You are good unless you're going to go to counseling. Okay. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter for the juicy updates of the upcoming events. Don't forget about the Agita PDF along with the 400 Values PDF if you want to change your whole Sims character to this game. When you say, I am tired of the janky motors, I'm ready to live a whole nother life. Look at my new link for school, getting things together over there. I was just indicted. I always say that. I don't know why. I was just inducted, take that back, crop failure, into the new class of Who's Who of 2025 and Influential Women of 2025. That's a whole new experience for me. But let me tell you something. Tell me how I done forgot about this. In 2017, I received a Who's Who recognizing me for everything that I had done, and all the way up from 2010 all the way up to 2017, I was taking girls out of sex trafficking with my nonprofit. Okay, honey, I forgot all about it. I was just doing stuff, just helping people. And you know, sometimes you forget. You forget a lot. God don't forget nothing. You hear me? God don't forget nothing.